My name is Chris. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphics at Al. We have a new product called MediGuides that translates written content into visual aids, diagrams, and animations for patients.
So cool. Actually, that's news even since we last spoke on the podcast only recently. Tell me a little bit more about the evolution of that. MediGuides, did you say?
Yes. So essentially, as we are now evolving to be more patient-facing, we're going to start having direct patient interactions. It's important to build that level of trust from the get-go. So that includes everything, including how you present yourself directly to patients. Graphics at Al, while being funny and having historical significance to the company, means absolutely nothing to patients. So rebranding to something like MediGuides, when a patient then gets a text that says your doctor has created you a MediGuide, here it is.
Yeah, cool.
Makes sense.
Interesting. And how, being here in Amsterdam at Health Europe, what are the types of conversations you're having here with attendees during the event?
It's been really incredible seeing the different pressures between the health systems within Australia, the UK, and the EU. The health systems here are having a lot of the same pressures that we have, but they're far more evolved in their trying to find solutions to it. So they're far more open to innovation with industry. It's been really interesting talking about how, every single health care system, for example, is trying to figure out how to reduce waste, how to free up administrative burden, how to, give clinicians more time back. But the conversations here within the EU have been more about what partners can we bring in to help solve these problems and to build better processes to solve these problems, where in Australia, a lot of times it's bogged down on the health systems, like how can we ourselves internally solve this problem, rather than reaching out into industry who have done it before.
Interesting. And because you mentioned you're in the UK as well, tell me a little bit more about the conversations and stuff that you're having in the UK.
The conversations within the UK have been incredible. There's a lot more, industry partnerships happening in the UK. They're far more open to sort of that rapid trialing, see whether or not it will work, put the guardrails in place, and then just try it, rather than sending to committees and are we sort of figure out maybe a year later maybe we'll kick something off. So there's that really sort of urgency around we really need to solve this problem now, and can we just put guardrails in place to protect patients to make sure it's safe, but then just try it and see if it works.
I was thinking that, what's that different? We can be cute and say, oh yeah, no, we don't do that in Australia. But I guess that comes from a place of not privilege, but the level in which the problem's intensity exists. So there's no. One could think that might suggest in Australia that burning platform isn't as huge if it's kind of well, this would be nice to do, but we could do it now or we could do it in 12, 24 months. That's kind of interesting compared to, if someone's got their hair's on fire, they're going to buy something really quickly to put their hair out, and they're not so worried about whether it's absolutely everything is built out as long as it has this core requirements. And as you say, it's got the guardrails, then that's really interesting.
Yeah. There's a very big belief here within the UK that it's if you can make a 10% improvement or a 20% improvement, that is valid and will have a lasting effect to free up budget and time to then solve other issues, where I think a lot of times within Australia we get bogged down, but 20% isn't enough. How do we hit 80%? I don't want to do it unless it's 90% or
if we're going to do it, let's do it properly. Right,
exactly,
right.
Which I think is a detriment. But it's really interesting seeing the mirroring between what the UK health system was maybe 5 years ago, very similar to what Australia is now. So I do worry there's kind of a crystal ball, maybe we should be looking at it going, maybe we should be trying to avoid this. But that's a larger discussion.
It is. Lastly, anything else that you're taking away from this European UK adventure that you've had to take back into the real world when you get back into Australia?
I think it's really interesting seeing all of these incredible innovators come together and how everybody is trying to solve very similarly aligned problems. And one of the things that I love is that spirit of cooperation, collaboration that is more prevalent over here. So it's really common for different providers to have conversations about, how can we get our techs working together?
Yes.
Rather than, how can I steal that feature and maybe do that ourselves?
Yes.
So I really love that idea that it's more normal for someone to be a specialist in one area, solve one problem really well, and then pass the baton to the next organization that's solving the next piece of the puzzle, rather than sort of going, I want to do everything. So that sort of innovation collaboration is really great.